Learn why it won't be back this fall. Since the late Battalion Chief Wallace Bowden and his brave band of firemen, rescue personnel, and paramedics first presented themselves to audiences in 2012, Chicago Fire has been a staple of NBC's fall TV lineup. However, due to the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes this year, NBC announced changes to its schedule, and all 3 One Chicago shows, including Chicago Fire, were glaringly absent. Fans of the Chicago Fire were already anticipating changes in Season 12. Taylor Kinney, who has played Lieutenant Kelly Sebright since the show's inception, took a leave of absence during Season 11 to attend to a personal situation, and his fate for Season 12 and beyond is unknown. The fate of Christian Stoltz's character, Mouch, was also up in the air after a life-or-death cliffhanger at the close of Season 11. Here's all we know thus far regarding the show's future. Is there going to be a Season 12 of Chicago Fire? Yes. Chicago Fire was renewed by NBC in April 2023, with Season 12 set to premiere in September. However, due to the current WGA and SAG-AFTRA writers' strikes, NBC pushed the show to mid-season. Will the Chicago Fire be back in 2023? No. NBC released the new autumn lineup in June that did not feature Chicago Fire. The show was originally scheduled to return for Season 12 in September. However, due to the Hollywood strikes, there will be no new episodes in 2023. If the AMPTP and the writers and actors unions can strike an agreement soon, the program might resume in January. Related. Taylor Kinney's character Sebright's exit from Chicago Fire. When will Chicago Fire Season 12 be released? It is unknown when the Chicago Fire will return for a 12th season. Mid-season appears to be a safe bet, but if the strikes aren't resolved quickly, Chicago Fire may not show at all during the 2023-24 primetime season. What happened at the end of Season 11 of Chicago Fire? There will be spoilers ahead. The Season 11 conclusion of Chicago Fire was packed of cliffhangers, making the Season 12 opener all the more exciting. Lieutenant Matthew Casey, Jess Spencer, returned to propose to paramedic Sylvie Brett, Kara Kilmer. But we don't know if she accepted. Viewers also discovered Sylvie was adopting a newborn girl. Meanwhile, Mouch was hit by shrapnel and rushed to the hospital, where he was initially declared stable before bleeding out and coding. Who has been cast in Season 12 of Chicago Fire? Because NBC has yet to make any formal casting announcements for Chicago Fire Season 12, let's assume the following actors will return. Lieutenant Christopher Herman is played by David Eigenberg. Lieutenant Christopher Herman was last spotted asking for aid at Mouch's hospital bedside as his comrade began to code. In Season 11, Joe Minoso played Squad 3 fireman Joe Cruz, who adopted a son. Lieutenant Stella Kidd was similarly astonished when he learned that her husband, Sebright, Kinney, had finished arson training, which she had not known. Lieutenant Stella Kidd is played by Miranda Ray Mayo. Lieutenant Stella Kidd received hazy information concerning her husband, Sebright's whereabouts in the Season 11 finale. Continued later. Sylvie Brett is played by Kara Kilmer. Casey returned to propose to her in the penultimate episode of Season 11, and she revealed that she was adopting a kid. Blake Gallo is played by Alberto Rosend. Blake Gallo, a firefighter who joined the team in Season 8, has pushed his way up the ranks. His family was killed in a fire. Darren Ritter is played by Daniel Keary. Darren Ritter, a firefighter, was a recurring character in Seasons 7 to 8 and has been a member of the main cast since Season 9.